So, do you like what I've done with the place? When we first purchased this house, I loved the location. We back up right to a natural preserve, and I loved the size. There was some things I did not like about the layout of this house, and the biggest one was this kitchen. It had this big wall, it was closed off. Every time we had people come over, I was always looking around and saying, what did I miss? What did I miss? And I just didn't like the flow of the kitchen into the family room space. A couple weeks ago, I did a fireplace wall transformation where I put a new mirror up, I got a flower arrangement, a beautiful screen, and I also got a chandelier for the living room space. I was online, I was scrolling, I saw it just stopped me and it just said, buy me. And I did. I had it installed, it elevated the look of the space, and it was the final nudge that I needed to get going on my kitchen because I wanted the spaces to reflect my style and be cohesive with each other. So here's what the space looked like before the renovations began. It was a great space, however, the materials that were used were not my style and the layout was really confined. And even though there's a lot of really large windows and a lot of light that's coming into the space, it felt dark because of the orangey brown color of the cabinets and the wall that again blocked off the natural light coming in from the windows. So the first order of business was to knock down this wall right here. Now, I will say before we started, we had a contractor come and look at all of the walls and what we could take down, what we had to keep up, what was load bearing, what wasn't. It wasn't just me taking a hammer to the walls. So first and foremost, it's important to make sure that the house is structurally sound. So after we had somebody come and look at it, everybody got into it. We all got hammers and crowbars and we started knocking down the wall. It was a lot of fun for maybe the first hour and then it got pretty tedious. My twins and I took down, I would say 90% of the wall. Everything that had an electrical wire or plumbing in it, I left it alone and had the professionals take care of that. Again, I am not an electrician or a plumber or a framer, so I left all of that stuff up to the professionals to make sure that it was done correctly. But by simply removing this wall, it opened up the space dramatically. It feels so much bigger in here. The flow is so much more natural. It makes sense. In the entrance areas, there's more entrances and exits into this area. And the new layout has these two long islands, and in this island, we're gonna put the sink, as you can see right there. I got a new faucet. Look at this beauty. Oh, I just love it. It's so decorative. The curves on the bridge are so pretty, and they match with the chandelier in the living room. It's going to be a beautiful focal point as you look towards the kitchen because this is what you're going to be looking at. You're going to be looking at this beautiful faucet. Another thing that's going to be going on with this island is I'm going to put some molding that's going to go along the front portion because again, you'll be able to see it from the family room. On my entertainment center, I have some boxed out moldings that are on the corner edges. I'm going to repeat that look on the front by using some moldings. I'm going to box it out and it's going to be a beautiful added detail. One thing that we do have to do is we have to keep this post for structural reasons. It would have cost an exorbitant amount of money to get a beam to run all the way across to span that entire distance. So we're gonna keep this beam so I can stay on budget. And once it's painted and has some molding on it, I think it's gonna be a great part of the kitchen. So now we're gonna move from this island over to island number 2. Right now, it's short, and you might think, what in the world are you gonna do with that? I'm going to expand it. It's gonna come all the way out and line up with the cabinetry that's right here. I'm going to put some bar stools underneath. I'm going to turn it into kind of like a table. I have these beautiful legs that I purchased. They have just enough detail, but they're still kind of modern. I also like how they're thin enough that it's not going to encroach too much on the bar stools that are going to be placed underneath. The island lighting is my favorite purchase so far. It came the other day. I put one of them together. I'm going to have two. These gorgeous lantern pendant lights. Not only are they going to add more light than what I already have right now, but they're going to tie the brass from my faucet and my pot filler together. What do you think? Do you guys like these lights? And finally, we're going to be putting the microwave in the island right down here. I already had my electrician put an extra outlet that's on the inside of the island so we can plug in our microwave. As you come from the islands over here, this is where the entrance is. Right here is where I'm going to be placing my double ovens. Now, the entranceway is one of my favorite features about this. The new layout is something I didn't even expect. I'm getting an extra probably 8 feet of kitchen space that I wasn't planning on by simply removing that wall. Now you have a big entrance. Before you kind of had to like shuffle in the room one by one because the entrance was so small. So now that it's larger, it's kind of a gathering spot where people walk in, they stop, they chat, and I love the entrance. However, let's talk about some difficulties that we have in renovations. The wider entrance is the result of a few snafus. Let me show you. Now, the area where I have the fridge used to be the pantry. The original idea was to take down this wall right here and just to have the cabinetry flow all the way across to the wall. I opened up the wall and there's plumbing inside coming from the upstairs bathroom. Couldn't remove the plumbing, so the wall has to stay. As a result of that, the refrigerator, not this one, I had a counter depth one. When you opened the door, it hit the wall. I have a family of 6. That would have been a nightmare. The fridge would have been hitting the wall constantly, so that had to be changed. Therefore, the entrance had to be moved back, giving me a wider entrance, which of course was great. However, now I have to reframe, re-drywall. We swapped our fridge out from the counter depth fridge to a deeper fridge. That way it stuck out just a little bit further. That way when you open the door, it wasn't hitting anything. And one other thing is that when we moved this back, we had an archway that was in the hall that hung down past the opening in the door. So we had to remove the archway. It was a domino effect where one small thing led to so many other things. That's just par for the course, I guess, when it comes to renovations. And so far, that's really the only problem that we've had. So I'll keep my fingers crossed that everything else goes smoothly. One benefit of having the pipes in that wall was that it was really easy for my plumber to run a line right here for my pot filler. Look at this thing. This is gonna be so much fun. I've had one of these in another house and I've really missed it. This is actually my husband's idea. I will give him credit for that. As you can see, this coordinates with my faucet. It's from the Kingston line. I will leave a link to where I purchased that so you can get a better look at them. They are going to be a beautiful accent in this kitchen. Do you like my backsplash? Oh my goodness, you guys, this backsplash, let me tell you. I tried to remove the tiles from the backsplash. The tile and the drywall had become one. They had just fused together. So we tried to pull all these tiles off and salvage the drywall. It did not happen. So what we ended up doing was just getting a drywall saw and just cutting down the drywall. So now, guess what? We'll have to put some more drywall up before we put the tile on. But the tile that I'm going to be using is a marble look. It's got the beautiful veining in it. It's going to coordinate with my countertops, which I have an idea of what I want. I've been looking at slabs. I haven't found the one that I want yet. It's either going to be a granite or a quartz. I don't want marble because I have a big family and I don't want the upkeep of it. So we're going to keep looking because the countertops are going to have the biggest impact as far as color-wise goes in this room. Now, the hood before, it was, I don't even know what to say. It was a combination of a couple of different things. So I'm going to get a new hood. It's going to be a curved hood. I'm going to keep the mechanics of the hood that I had before. That will save me some money. This is a really good hood. It vents outside. So I'm just going to put my new hood over the top of this existing hood. Above these cabinets, I'm going to put some upper cabinets that's going to have a glass front. I'm also going to add some additional lighting so it will illuminate the glass cabinets. I really like these cabinets. They are high quality. They've got a really pretty detail on them. The inside of the cabinets have some great California closet inserts, so I wanted to keep them. I do not want to keep this color. This is not my style, so guess what? We're gonna have them painted white. I have been living with a couple of paint samples of white in my house so I could see what they look like at different times during the day. I have narrowed it down to 2 selections, and I'm gonna need your help. The first one is a Behr paint, and it is white. That's the name of it, white. Pretty creative, right? The second one is a Benjamin Moore, and it's simply white. So you're gonna help me choose between white and simply white. If you have an opinion one way or another, leave me a comment and let me know which one you think is best. I value your opinion, so let me know what you think. I know we just scratched the surface of what we're going to be doing in this area, but I thought it would be fun to share the ideas that I have with you, the new layout that's light and bright, and the materials that I'm going to be using. I'll leave a link to all of the products that we talked about in my description box so you can get a better look at them. I will also leave a link to this beautiful chandelier, the chandelier that inspired the transformation. All that will be in the description box. And then also, if you want to see more footage of what's going on, head on over to my Instagram stories and look under kitchen demo, and you can see a lot of the behind the scenes footage. Next week, I'll be back to some high-end DIY home decor. I appreciate all of you stopping by. Thank you so much for watching.